Hello and welcome to HomeGround Footy. This is the Untitled podcast. I've got Heikel here, the Arsenal fan. I've got Dom here, my fellow Liverpool fan, and I'm Da, another Liverpool fan as well. So first of all, you never walk alone. But yeah, so this is the Untitled podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to our Twitter, HomeGround, Insta, Facebook, for our HomeGround Footy and HomeGround as well. It's both the same,
as well as YouTube.
Yep, as well as YouTube as well. Yes. All right. So today's podcast, we are gonna talk about Alan Shearer and Michael Owen, right? Two behemoths when it comes to English football. And I don't think anyone else will agree. I don't think anyone else will disagree. Sorry. But we're gonna talk about when it comes to Alan Shearer and Michael Owen's playing style, statistics, career, whatever they did, goals they scored, etc., etc. Oh, also punditry as well, right? We know that these two can come out with a lot of nonsense for punditry. All right, so Dom, I'm going to start with you. Let's talk about Shearer first.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Shearer?
Okay, we clearly know that Shearer is a fantastic footballer. He was a very, very good striker. But the only thing in comparison of Shearer and Michael Owen is that Shearer played 559 games. He scored 283 goals, while Owen scored about 163 goals in 362 games, which shows that Alan Shearer has a goal ratio of 0.5 per game, while Owen has 1.27 goals per game.
Well,
so the difference.
I miss this. I miss you having on the show.
Yeah, sorry,
with your stats.
Yeah, just had a new house and new baby. It's a different life going on right now. So yeah.
Alright, carry on.
So Michael Owen is the one of the first. Is he the first English player to win the Ballon d'Or?
I think so.
I think so. I'm not really sure.
I mean, if you were talk about Ballon d'Or, then yes.
Yeah, because the Ballon d'Or previously was a different name, and then they rebranded it. So, if Shearer had the expertise or the skills to prove that he was phenomenal, he would have played his trade elsewhere. Where Owen did
in Real Madrid,
go to Real Madrid, and Shearer just wanted to be safe. He knew that he was at the prime of his life, and he only stayed in the Premier League, which definitely inflated his goal scoring ratio. But the problem is he won the title at Blackburn, but did he win anything else? The argument is yes, Liverpool didn't win a title, but when Owen was around. But the question is, Owen was at such a phenomenal rate that he won the Ballon d'Or. The 2001 he won the treble.
Yep.
And
so they did win. He did win everything else with Liverpool besides the Premier League.
Yeah, besides the Premier League.
Which
Champions League also no, not yet. Champions League no, but UEFA Cup, FA Cup, everything that it was there. But this comes to the topic where Shearer said they wanted to see who is the better player, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was also one of Owen's argument was that he knew that Shearer wanted to come to Liverpool. He was at the prime of leaving Newcastle, because Newcastle was not. He could score and score and score, but they could never win the title. He won it at Blackburn with Kenny Dalglish. So in comparison, let's put another English player in comparison. Gary Lineker, fantastic footballer, played straight with Everton, Tottenham, started off Leicester, went to Barcelona. Also someone who played elsewhere and tried to prove their thing. Just that Michael Owen didn't work lah.
Yep.
So is Alan Shearer right to say to judge Owen when he didn't have the balls to leave the Premier League? That's my question. That's one thing.
Michael, what do you think?
Does he? He did. Your argument is he didn't have the balls to leave the Premier League.
Yeah.
But is any club outside the Premier League wanted him? Did any club ever wanted him?
I'm sure.
I don't think so, actually.
Because so at the time, okay, let's say Gary Lineker. So he was already doing very well in Leicester. He was doing well, and then eventually he went to Everton next, I think. Then Barcelona scouted him and pulled him in. So if you have a fantastic footballer who's scoring incredible amount of goals, I'm very sure he received offers, but he never moved.
Yep.
He still wanted to stay within his own circle. So, started out with Southampton, went to Blackburn, went to Newcastle. Okay. He didn't want to move.
I think it's a thing with English players. You don't see many English players moving abroad.
Yeah.
Even right now, the only few English players that are playing abroad and are successful are like Kieran Trippier, who just moved to Atletico. I mean, not successful yet, but
Okay lah,
I think he might. I mean, he's in the first team
Jadon Sancho.
for Atletico Madrid, so he's bound to be successful, down the road. Jadon Sancho is another one.
Is Reece Nelson back? Reece Nelson, he's back. Yeah, he was doing really well. Reece Nelson, we had a good bunch of footballers like
Yep.
even
I would say
Owen
McManaman.
Hargreaves.
The another thing is that it's funny. Yeah, I think McManaman would be the most successful Englishman to play abroad. I mean, besides Lineker, of course.
Yeah.
But in
Beckham.
that, Beckham.
Yeah,
Oh yes, it's obviously Beckham. Yes.
Beckham.
So I mean, you're looking at it now. I don't know why they are still so reluctant to play abroad. Beckham was probably the one that played in the most amount of leagues compared to all the Englishmen alive.
Yep. Maybe.
Any other names that you can think about?
I can't.
No.
That's why I kept my mouth shut.
Alright, so off to Heikel, what do you think about Alan Shearer versus
I disagree.
Michael Owen?
I think that disagree to the point where Dom said that he didn't take offers outside the Premier League, because what Alan Shearer reminds me right now, and you may agree or disagree, is like Harry Kane. Exactly like Harry Kane. You have to say Harry Kane scores goals.
Yep,
But
he does.
he's not genuinely attracting clubs outside.
He does or he dives?
He doesn't, but he dives as well.
As well.
He doesn't attract the big clubs outside Europe genuinely. I mean, there's always been paper talks, but then paper talks can link me to Real Madrid as well.
Yep.
So it's the same, where they can score goals. They're in a small club, and they're not gonna attract big players. I mean, big teams outside the Premier League. But coming to the point where you asked me about whether Owen or Alan
Shearer,
who's your pick again? Or you're gonna skip and give it later?
In terms of what? In terms of playing ability?
Yeah, in terms of playing ability,
I think
and
playing
if
ability.
Owen endured, and if he really had, he was waiting for the Liverpool callback, and if he had the callback, maybe he would have prospered, and despite his ACL tear and all this, he would have done much better. But in terms of goal ratio, it's 1.27 compared to Shearer's 0.5. So I'd say that Owen was, he would have been a better player, just that he didn't survive due to injuries.
0.5?
Yeah, so Shearer only has 0.5 goals goal
game.
ratio per game due to the larger number of
Yep.
games he played lah. But
then again,
his goals decreased eventually.
no. But then again, you can't compare that because Owen played a lot of games as well. It's just that he was injured. So I think if Owen had played the same amount of games, he would have scored more.
Yeah, so
Given his goal ratio.
So see, even despite playing less games, 362 games compared to Shearer's 559 games, Owen has almost times
Three.
times two because 1.27 to 0.5 for
yeah,
Shearer,
times two.
which is still bloody incredible for a young guy. He was one of the best. An Englishman winning the Ballon d'Or is one of the greatest feat already.
Yep.
So yeah.
Definitely.
I'm gonna base my things first. I see, if I were to judge, I would say who was better at their peak, and I feel like Owen was better at his peak, because his peak was without injuries and everything, 2001, the treble, right?
Yep. Even the Germany game, England versus Germany, he was the one who
was it the
scored.
5-1?
Yeah, 5-1. It was also his impact. It was impact. Yeah.
So what has Shearer done in his prime? I mean, at this point, I would respect that he's the highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
The record is still there. Yeah.
Record is still there. I think it'll be broken one day. Whether how soon, we don't know. But it's definitely not by Owen. But at his peak, I feel that Owen is better. And there was this one Liverpool player that they signed the same season as when Owen got called up to the first team squad. I can't remember who, but he said that, I think it's Karl-Heinz Riedel, who said that.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool signed Riedel, but they brought up Owen. So it's like there's no point buying Riedel when you're bringing up this guy, and this guy is
Yeah.
when he
I
was
think
young, he was extremely good.
I don't think it was planned in a way that Owen was supposed to break through to the team. It was actually planned in a way that Riddle was supposed to be the main focus, but Owen just did too well, and so when given the chance, he took it.
He was
So-
a really good youth player
Yeah.
who was prospering at the time, and it would be
A lot-
unfair to not play him. So he got the chance and he shined. He did his best lah.
A lot of pundits and a lot of fans have always been saying that the reason why Owen endured such a painful injury and such a long injury was because of his playing tenure in his younger days. It's because that he picked at such a young age and he played so many games at such a young age.
Yeah.
That's why he actually had to endure this injury and stuff, and had to call a halt to his playing career early. So I
Similar
it could be
to
true.
Jack
similar
Wilshere.
to Arsenal's Rocaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
True.
he also bloomed amazingly fast, and he was very young. He was already blossoming, but injuries start to sustain at
Yep.
by 23, 24. He was already starting to have a lot of injuries. That's it.
Yep. All right. So back down to the answer and back down to the debate of who we're gonna pick when it comes to Alan Shearer versus Owen. What's your pick?
I'll be Owen.
So Dom goes for Owen, of course, because he's a Liverpool fan. I think so. And
Owen at his prime.
are you gonna go with Shearer?
No,
Untouchable.
You're going with Owen as well.
I already
Right.
said in their pick, Owen is better.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just quickly move on to punditry, because because I think this is gonna be a funny one. Owen or Shearer for punditry?
Probably not. I will neither pick both lah, because both of them are not fantastic pundits. They don't even know what they're talking
It's
about.
the same with me. I can't. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't listen to Shearer. because
Shearer has the arrogance. He
Yes.
thinks he knows.
Yes.
But he does not have the experience of leagues.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Owen.
okay, the Real Madrid thing is nonsense lah. The only time he went to Real Madrid, they made him pay for the players' makan. That was
What
one.
do you mean by?
So it is a trend for this Real Madrid where the newest player will have to pay for them. So that was he from the start. He was being bullied. He didn't get opportunities, injuries, and the Real Madrid thing is just nonsense lah. So only McManaman out best him in terms of Liverpool players at Real Madrid. So yeah.
Remind me to ask you guys the question when Owen goes to Real Madrid.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So both of you are not even going to pick anyone. I'm
No.
actually going to go.
No.
I'm actually going to go with Owen. Although he might be Mr. Captain Obvious, if you look at his punditry, he just points out the obvious. Like it's sometimes I look at him and like, bro, I could have said that.
That's
like,
the thing. Like they can pay you to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They could
Just
pay me,
because he played.
they
doesn't-
they don't even have to pay me to say it. I'll just say it for free. But the reason why I picked Owen will be because of his Champions League winners in the past 2 seasons. He picked the Champions League winner in the 17-18 season, and he picked Real Madrid, of course, and Real Madrid won. And then he actually picked Liverpool for last season 18-19,
Wait,
and
when did he
Liverpool
pick?
won. He picked them before a ball was even kicked for
Saying that
Champions League
they
You
football.
mean before the
Yes.
before the draw as well?
I can't remember whether was it before. I think it was before the draw as well. Yeah, I think it was before the draw. Even
So visionary.
this season. So this season he's picked Man City. Let's see if he can get 3 out of 3. He's got 2 out of 3 so far. Let's see if he can get 3 out of 3.
2 out of 2.
2 out of 2. Sorry. Yeah. So let's see if he can get 3 out of 3. But yeah, I mean Man City looks like they might win. We time will tell, and then let's see if Owen even watches this video, and then we can tell him he's right or wrong. Okay, so that comes to the debate of Michael Owen versus Shearer, and both my guys have gone with Michael Owen.
Michael Owen.
Alright, we're gonna move on to the next topic, and we are actually gonna talk about why some players do not get along.
You gonna put this here or the next one?
No, we're gonna put this here.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about why do some players not get along. Like, of course, the most popular one right now is Salah versus Mane. Of course, you all know from the video that Salah and Mane didn't get. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Let's ask Dom what Mane was frustrated about. Was it about the Salah not passing, or was it about the substitution? What was it?
Okay, so in that game, there was about if I'm not wrong, it was 2 chances where it was clearly an opportunity for Mane to score, but Salah chose to try to score. But that's the role of a striker, right?
Yep.
I mean, you are a striker means even though they are forwards, you will try to score. The last season they had a healthy rivalry for the Golden Boot. They were tight, so Mane felt that he had the opportunity to score. Salah didn't pass, but despite Mane being the one who scored, Mane got substituted while
Yep.
Salah remained on the pitch, which was initially a trigger for his frustration.
Yeah.
So he was quite emotional about it. But I don't think there's anything between them. So Salah feels that it's nonsense. Mane probably just emotional at the time, immediately cools off. Firmino was there to check on him. Even Milner was joking about Mane being angry because Milner didn't get a chance to play. So that was Milner's point of view. But I remember clearly that there were opportunities where Mane could have passed to Salah and he never did in previous seasons. And if you see the number of chances created between each other, Salah has 26 more.
I've got one question pertaining to this matter at first, before we move on to other people who don't get along. At 3-0 up, do you think that if, as a striker, and you haven't scored in the game, you should go for goal, or you should just lay off to your opponent and go for the goal difference? Because the reason why I'm asking this is because in the Liverpool game, Salah didn't obviously do that, but in the Man City game, Aguero did that. And although I think someone missed, I can't remember who he laid it off to, someone missed, but he was going for hat-trick and he laid it off. I mean, he eventually got his hat-trick, but he laid it off. So that boils down to, I don't know, should you go for goal difference, or should you just try and score the goal?
So this is my issue as well, because it is good that these players individually chase personal goals. It is good to have a golden boot. It's good to find competition with Aguero, now even Timu Puki, and all these players who are rising up, even the Heller. So these things will stir them to want to get on the chart, because they know they have been on the chart.
Yep.
They know that they have won the golden boot. Why can't I do it again? So when you know that there are teams like Man City who go through like massive goal differences, your objective should first be the goal difference, and then focus on that. Like
Yep.
Aguero is back on the scoring chart. Aubameyang was also doing that. So this is the thing. Firmino is a fantastic forward. Well, why doesn't he try to go for goal? He's always playing back from the two strikers. He creates chances where others get goal scoring opportunities, rather than focusing on his personal thing. Only when he clearly knows that he has a clear chance, then he does. But sometimes you see Salah and Mane, they attempt at every given opportunity, which can be frustrating for fans. But my focus is that you should focus on the team effort rather than the personal goal first.
Okay, Heikel, who are more players who haven't got along?
Just at the top of my head, Jens Lehmann and Oliver Kahn.
Yep, for the German national team, definitely.
Andy Cole and Teddy Sheringham. Van der Vaart and Ibrahimovic.
Why do you think this is happening?
I don't know. Wait.
Is it-
I have one more pair actually, and you're gonna laugh. Maxi Lopez and Mauro Icardi.
That story we all know. We all know who's the villain and who's the
Icardi moved, right?
Yep.
Icardi.
Yeah.
who's the victim. But yeah, why do you think that so many of this keep happening? Does it boil down to individual, or does it?
It boils down to individual, because it's just egos. Like if you, in that case where Salah doesn't pass to Mane,
Yep.
And Mane doesn't pass to Salah, because individual, they want the personal glory.
Yep.
I mean, you can say that he passed him, he scored, but what if you miss? It's not a guarantee that you're going to score as well.
Yeah.
So to me, it's individual. I mean, take the last pair that I said out. Yeah. Oliver Kahn and Jens Lehmann, they both want to be number one because they know what it means to be number one.
Yes.
And there can be only one goalkeeper on the pitch. So obviously, they're not going to get along. Just like probably a lot of goalkeepers out there in the same club, in the same team, they are fighting for the same number one position. For Andy Cole and Sheringham, it's more of an incident, I think, where Sheringham was on the pitch. He wants to be sub. He sub out, and then Andy Cole sub in, and you know when there's like a gesture where like when you're coming in, both like there's something that you communicate. He just shrugged it off. He didn't even look at Andy Cole, and from there it became just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
That you two are supposed to form a partnership to score goals, and they did win the treble in '99, but they don't talk to each other. I mean, Can you
usually-
imagine if they were talking to each other?
Yeah, usually strike partnerships or even left wing and left backs. They are usually partnered together during training, and they are like the best buddies, so that they get along off the pitch and on the pitch.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's usually like that, and you know your friend inside out about how his playing style, which foot he's going to receive the ball on, what is he going to do when I pass the ball to him. Yeah, so it's I don't know.
So
It's
to
just
me,
weird.
it is individual because one is ego, one is for personal glory, one is for fighting for that one position, and the other one is wife, you know, Icardi and Maxi Lopez.
All right.
Yeah.
What about the most infamous fight on the pitch? Kieran Dyer against Lee Bowyer.
Ah,
Do you think there was something there that they didn't get along
that
to?
was like a one that
Yeah, that was like a
it
one-off
just
thing, right? Yeah.
Build up of frustration. Even Zico and Mario Balotelli, the Man City, because Balotelli was just being an ass.
Yep.
He just didn't want to pass. He wanted the self glory. He didn't feel. But as
Yeah, he
he
did the
made
most
the most
stupid thing ever.
famous assist of all time for Aguero to score for the Premier League. But when you have players who have a larger ego, then it will be very difficult to work. So I don't think like Salah and Mane is an ego issue. Yeah. So I think it's fine. Klopp's philosophy has always been the chemistry thing. They didn't sign anyone, so it's been working. Like besides,
Yep.
I mean, Adrian and all this, but didn't sign any large player to impact the squad in terms of attack and all this.
Yeah, and that's why it's a close-knit squad and it's working, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we've come to the end of the show. We did Alan Shearer versus Michael Owen, and we also did cover why do some players not get along. Some very heated topics. Nice. All right, and so please don't forget to subscribe and follow HomeGround Footy and HomeGround on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Did I miss out any?
Nope.
Finally I did it. All right. So this is Da signing out. This is Heikel. This is Dom. This is HomeGround. See you guys. Thank you.